All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Discipline Therapy Podcast. I'm your host, DL Discipline. Alongside me is Suhey Sotomayor. We're back, season 16 premiere, episode 165. But before we get into the topic, we just want to, happy Halloween. Make sure you
Stay safe out
stay
there.
safe out there. Good, trick or treating and whatnot.
Check that candy.
Parties. Make sure designated driver, etc. We took a short break this time because we know that you guys are intrigued. Y'all want to keep being intrigued, and we know y'all are fiends, and you are always fiending for your dose weekly of discipline therapy, where not everything is completely free. As we're on Patreon for a plethora of exclusive content for you to see, but what is free is this judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and some liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, and my favorite roll of blunt, but make sure the children are in bed. Why? Because we have that soul food and sometimes vocal conversation prepare your mind to be fed like one up, inhale life and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
We're
We're
back.
back.
All right. So we got links in the description on how to become part of our Patreon family and subscribe for exclusive content like bloopers, behind the scenes, Mr. EL Discipline's solo lectures of discipline therapy talk, his BDSM content, erotica posts and writing by Mr. Discipline, his masterclass and workshops. The full videos are uploaded there. We have some collaboration shows pertaining to more sensitive topics such as sexual abuse, rape, domestic violence, transgender, child abduction, conspiracy theories, government conspiracy theories, and much, much more with myself and Mr. E.L. Discipline. Once again, to become part of our Patreon family, it's patreon.com/, the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Mr. E.L. Discipline also has 7 published books available for purchase on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com. We have electronic version as well for Kindle, and I never can remember the other one, but you could read it on your books. On your phone, and much more. Once again, all links are in the description of the below the video. If you want some of our merch, we have an online store, disciplinetherapy.launchcart.store/shop. We have new gear that hits every month, different categories. So you want to go check that out. We're also on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Deezer, Castbox, Amazon Music, and many, many more.
All right. So shout out to Center Stage Music Studio. Shout out to Joe. Um, Belmore, New York, Long Island. All right. So we're gonna get into the topic. What is it?
First, clear the energy. All right.
Season 16 premiere, episode 165. What would you do if your partner asked for an open relationship? Now, this topic is inspired by an avid supporter. They asked this question, and let me see, was put it down. Threesomes. How do you go about that? How do you pull that off?
That is a good question.
All right. So, first, let's get into the topic. What would you do if your partner asks you?
I would sit down and have a conversation with them. I would ask, what that entails. Almost like a contract, kind of, because I feel like if everything is outlined, and you just follow that outline, don't stray from it, because then it becomes something else. But I would definitely have a conversation about it. Why? Why do you feel, is it just for fun? Definitely have that conversation.
All right. So
Wait, what would you do? See how
why
I
are you
laughed?
laughing?
Because I know the answer.
What?
I think you would laugh, or you would say no, or tell her to go.
The old
Oh,
energy me.
wow.
Where you think I'm going with this? Why you say wow?
Because you said the old energy you, so it makes me think like the new energy you is thinking something different.
See,
He got me.
tricked you.
He tricked me, man.
So the old energy me would have been dismissive quick. The new me is like, in my mind, hell no. But let me see where her mind is at. So the new me is asking an
Okay.
array of questions. So the old me is do it because I said so. The new me, like energy me, because obviously I haven't changed. Energy me is more understanding, compassionate, and gonna make her think. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out dressed like that because I said so. The new me is, do you think being dressed like that is conducive to our relationship? If things
Mm.
happen to you out there, you're gonna take accountability, right? You're not gonna say, "Cause I let you go," and bring it back on me. You're not gonna say the situation that you were in, right? Cause you chose to be there, right? Is that what, like I'm gonna make her think three,
Mm.
4 times before she even does it, to a point where psychological dominance dominating her to a point where she's reverting back. And, oh, forget it. So here's
Mm.
the thing. I'm not going to be dismissive towards that. First and foremost, I'm speaking objective. I'm not speaking subjective. Why? Because this has never happened to me and
Mm.
probably never will.
Okay.
One of the reasons is sex with me is amazing because I do what a lot of dudes don't. I put 100% there.
Mm.
So
Okay.
everything I do, I put 100% in, especially that. Also, I'm gifted by being a Scorpio. We, as a sign, love to please our partner. So let's say role play. We're willing to do that.
Hmm.
We're
Okay.
willing to do that because we take joy, like it's a stroke to our ego to be the best you ever had. Okay, so first of all, it's like not just sex, right? The relationship with me is not gonna be boring.
Okay.
So that's why I say she's not gonna ask that. But let's say hypothetically she was. So I'm looking objectively now. I'm gonna ask, why do you want this? Number one. She says, oh well, um, well, let's not say the threesome thing. Let's say, for example, fuck, I know what a woman wants. So what I do is like her fantasy. So she can't say, "Oh, I like to be tied up. I like it rough. I like to be choked." I'm doing that already. So like maybe it's something like, I want to do it in the theater.
Like somebody watching. Exhibitionist, maybe.
There you go. Maybe it's something like, I want to. Oh, I want to be punched. Knife play.
Oh, or like with
Yeah,
wax.
oh,
Wax.
grape fantasy.
Oh, okay.
So maybe, like for me, maybe those are hard limits. And it's like, no. And she's like, well, if you can't do this,
Maybe
can I
someone.
go out and get it? Like at a dungeon or whatnot. So that would be the only thing that she would
Interesting.
ask, because she wouldn't ask for let's spice up our dynamic, because
Right.
I'm already bringing that. Like that's the basic
You're already
of how.
spicy.
Yeah. So really spicy. So let's say now, let's say it's a threesome thing. Oh, let's try some different. One of your boys, cousin, whatever it is. So a man, I want to get penetrated by the both of you. Now it's like, no. Like why
Hmm.
would you? Why that? That is gonna be an automatic dismissal.
Hmm. Ladies, pay attention.
Like it's not. And that's the difference with women and men too. Because what you're talking about, a guy approaching you, is not common. Most dudes hide it. They tell their boys, oh, I wish my girl would give me a threesome. 90% of guys are not going up to their girl and saying that. So it would be like, it would be shocking, like a dude being straight up. It would throw a woman off her kilter. Whoa, I'm so used to toxic shit. Shit, I'm scared. I don't know how to take this. He's being straightforward and honest. uh what do I do? She
Hmm.
don't know because it's used to, well, guys lie. Guys lie. So she's just, women are just gonna be used to that. They meet that guy that's approaching like that, it throws them off their kilter. Most likely it's not gonna be like an argument. It's not gonna be
Hmm.
like a fight. She might say what you're saying, or asking an array of questions or whatever it is. But for me personally, when she approaches like this, I'm gonna be like, okay, why?
Mm-hmm.
Second, um, what made you come to this conclusion that you
Mm-hmm.
want this? Is something I'm not doing, something you more? Because the way I look at it is any woman that's asking for spice it up more or bring another partner in is greedy. Because like I'm already giving you what a lot of women fantasize about. Damn, you a selfish, greedy bitch. I'm thinking now, okay, if you're already reaching your climaxes, if you're
Mm-hmm.
already getting a fantasy fulfilled, if you're already getting this type of man doing this without being told, like you didn't introduce me to this, you didn't come to me and be, oh, you should bring some toys, or maybe we should do this a little rougher, like erotic asphyxiation, joking. I'm the one that introduced you to that, to
Mm.
got you used to it, to liking it. So it's like, for me, she's not going to ask for more. That's why I say I'm not going to experience this, but I'm trying to speak for the regular.
Right.
I'm trying to look objectively.
But that's what I was saying, because a lot of guys are not like you in that, they kind of rush through things. There's no foreplay. And so I can see, especially if she's with like a beta type of a guy, can we do something else? Can we spice it up, or whatever? Because they're not like you. I've heard, how many times have you heard a woman has never, I've never had an orgasm? That's a common thing.
It's not common for the woman to approach the dynamic and be like, oh, how can we incorporate a threesome? How
Oh,
can
I
we
know,
pull
but
that off?
I'm
Yeah.
going for the topic.
Yeah, but I'm not debating you. I'm not
Oh.
trying to check you. I'm talking
Oh.
to them.
I got you.
Because I think that more so like a man would ask for that
Yeah,
because
I
of the
think so too.
proclivity, the men are inclined to being poly.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So in a way, oh, it's my birthday, maybe Valentine's Day, special occasion. Oh, we never done this. It's not common for the woman to be like, baby, what do you think about bringing another girl or guy? The girl situation, maybe she's bi,
I was about to say that.
but not like a heterosexual woman or never experienced that before is really gonna be comfortable doing that unless she feel like maybe he wants this. I want to do something special for him. So what would you feel like? I'll try it. Never did it before.
See, I've known chicks that they well, I guess if they know, or if they have a feeling that their man wants that, maybe he's dropping hints, she'll do it because it's she's involved in it. She's part of that, what's going on. At least it's not done behind her back, type of thing.
Hmm. Depends. Special type of woman. Depends.
Mm.
Like she's seeing it in front of her. Hard. Depends on the woman.
Yes, it's hard, but
What she
that's what I'm
experienced
saying. The
already.
way they're thinking is,
Some
at least I'm there.
sometimes. Well, let's go beyond. Sometimes she'll let it rock if she's the one that picks the girl.
I've heard chicks doing that too.
That won't work with me. Because that's like that's the control aspect. Like,
Mhm.
right? Oh, well, I gotta pick the girl. So it's like, oh, mm.
Yeah.
What if I'm not feeling her?
Mhm.
So
Then what?
yeah, so most likely the guy is gonna approach this way. Um, so we're gonna get into how you could go about it down the line, but when you look at the nature of women and men and psychology and biology of the man and the woman, like the feminine, right, is built under comfort. Like they don't have an insatiable hunger, an insatiable appetite.
Like sexual? You're talking
In
about?
general,
Oh, okay.
they don't. They get in their masculine and are, but when they're in their feminine, they don't. This is why, like, the woman practices her fidelity through loyalty and
Mm.
love. So in a way, like when, like, use my example, right? I'm providing and protecting, and on top of giving her her fantasy behind closed doors. I'm like a total package, and
Mm.
I'm black. And I'm black. So it's like, damn, you got all these qualities and he's black. That's not a lot of qualities you're gonna get in a black man or whatever. So it's like bonuses on many levels. She's inclined to loving me and not having eyes for others. Even if she approached that thinking, well, I'ma just keep my roster and then that. Come on. She gonna dead them when she knows the Ferrari is here. Those are Hondas. I'm not trying to be arrogant. It's a fact. That's all I'm saying. It's just the truth. Most women are not attracted to the average guys. So that's why they're always like looking for better. You could have a woman in the city near you, got a whole boyfriend at home, but she works around a place that is co-ed or both sexes, and she connects with other guys there. Her man will never know. But a woman who is getting everything, even if she is around other guys, it's not gonna happen. Remember I said this in the other show? When you in maintenance, when you invest in her mind and her emotions, right? She could be in a room full of billionaires. Men, women, gorgeous men, gorgeous women. If I tell her I need to see you at 7 o'clock, she gonna put a timer. It's 6:45, 6:30. She checking. I gotta make my rounds to say goodbye. But if she's not mentally and emotionally invested, right? She's laughing, joking and whatever. Time flies. What I say is not prominent. What I say is not respected. What I say is not trusted because she's in a room full of billionaires. So she's like, I'm looking for the next come up. My man regular. But even if I'm not a billionaire, I'm put on a pedestal and those billionaires are below me in her mind. So this is when the woman is invested emotionally and psychologically. So, nature of the woman, the man is providing all of these things. She's not gonna be having this insatiable hunger. It's opposite for men. Like I said in prior shows, she'd be submissive, she could be this, that. Maybe he's not a serial cheater, but once in a while he connects or whatever. He's not looking for it. Oh, I'm with a problematic woman. Really not into her, but I'm with her for maybe she got money, we could build, or sex. But I'm not really into her like that. Problem, brat, attitude, short tempered, can't fix that, not submissive. He's constantly cheating. You know what I'm saying?
He just leave.
Yeah, the men don't really leave women. You know what I'm saying? I'm teach you something. Men don't really leave women. Back in the days it was like that for women too. But now that the whole independence, amount of money now and stuff, like you hear more women leaving men. Statistics show 70% of divorces are being initiated by women.
I know.
So it's common for women to leave men. Men investing, I'm giving you my money, protecting and stuff like that. I'm sticking around. Why would I leave?
But like
unless certain principles pertaining to that man you violate.
What if you're just miserable? You still wouldn't leave? Or do you think like a man would leave if they're miserable?
Me personally, I'm leaving. But you could look at my late grandparents. You could look at my parents. So it depends. Depends on the generation, the people, their morals, their principles.
Yeah.
If they ride or die when I only believe in long-term serious relationships. I work it out through all the kinks and whatever. So it comes down to that, the person.
So let me ask, let's say someone says that they cannot do open relationships. Why do you think that is? Like, why do you think a woman would say, I don't want an open relationship?
Or a man?
Or a man, yeah.
Territorial.
Do you think that
possessive
insecurities?
The thing, if you look at it, right, we go back to women nature, right? Most women in general, and it's subconscious, a lot of them are not conscious. Women in general are attracted to men that other women validate or are attracted to. It's weird.
Yeah, no, it's true.
And they'll say, oh, I don't like cheaters, I don't like players and whatnot. But it does something to a woman's psyche to know that he could juggle multiple women. And like, maybe not even that. He might have one girl, but other women like him. So the opposite sex like him. He's not a weirdo.
And plus, if everybody else likes him and he's giving you attention, you're like, makes a girl
yeah,
go, oh.
So the summary is the woman's comfortable.
Mm.
Would you go to a party if the guy said, "Oh, I'm inviting you to this party or whatever," doesn't tell you the ratio of men and women that's gonna be there. There's 10 guys, 3 women, versus there's 5 guys, 15 women. Which one are you going to?
The 5 guys, 15 women.
Yeah, why? You're gonna feel more comfortable there. You see? So it all comes down to the comfortability. Like, the woman is looking, oh, other women are validating me. He not a weirdo. I'm gonna feel comfortable too. The women look comfortable around him. I feel comfortable too. So if the man is able to juggle multiple women, it looks like he got the sauce. It looks like something about him. You know, he's a special type of man. So it's attractive for the woman.
Mm.
So naturally, like, the woman, like, it's not common. The woman's heavy in her masculine when she's incorporating territorialness and possessiveness, because those are masculine traits. So in a way, it's like, wait a minute, you got with me because a lot of women was into me. So wouldn't you expect this down the line? Eventually?
Yeah, but
you know, like, if he was gonna ask for a threesome,
yeah,
or say I want an open relationship. Thus, oftentimes what happens is, just write it down so you don't forget. Oftentimes what happens is women just project. They make it about them. He's not into me. It's something about me he don't like. He doesn't love me. These are all the things that the woman would feel.
Yeah.
That if she was telling you she want to meet other people,
because not good enough.
Yeah. Oh, he not good enough. This and that. So she's just projecting. She's not really getting in his mind. You said something earlier, is you're gonna get to the core. I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Most women are gonna look at that and feel devastated, which is why a lot of guys are not honest. Because it's gonna go left.
Yeah.
It's gonna go left. That's why this avid supporter acts that. Probably because they want it, whether it's a girl or guy, but they're like, me, I say there's an open door policy in my relationships. You could articulate however you feel, but you can't control how I'm gonna feel about it and what the consequences are gonna be. You see, so you could say whatever you want here. You could ask any type of questions. I'm not saying that the woman has this desire and she has to retain it. If she feels like she wants another guy, it's gonna be, I'm gonna ask her these array of questions. Why? Oh, I just wanted try something different. Oh, okay, you're greedy. That's gonna build resentment. I'm gonna let her know it's gonna build resentment, and then it's like, I'm never gonna be able to do that because of how I am. I won't even be able to get hard. I'm not gay. In the circumstance, he's there too. I'm watching it happen. Move, man. What you doing? No, too much. Get out of here. I can't do this. I thought I could do it. I can't get in the right mindset. Oceans, I just can't. And it's fucking up my physiology.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. But other dudes that are scarce, that have like a scarcity mindset, they will, well, I gotta keep my relationship. I gotta, whatever's gonna make her happy. It's hanging by a thread. Okay. He'll subject himself to it. Me, oh, we breaking up. Because I take pride in being great for you. So if you're saying that, like I said, you can't control how I'm gonna feel about it. That shouldn't stop the woman to, oh, I'm not gonna be honest here, because he's not.
Let me ask you, because that goes into the next bullet. If you say no, do you think you'll always be wondering if they're gonna cheat on you now? Well, not you, but I'm saying, like, in general, if somebody says no, or no, you know what, if let's say you say no, but you decide to stay with this person because she agrees to whatever you said, in the back of your mind, do you think you'll be like, she asked me that though?
Of course. You know why? Like, because it's gonna be like, because if she, first of all, it's not about the spicing up. There's two different things we're talking about. The spicing up is different, right? Like, let's say I wasn't doing that. She's saying she wants to do that with you. Subjective, right? That's more of a green flag than a red flag. Now, if she's saying bringing someone else in, that's a red flag, Because even if the guy says no and she's like, okay, I'm gonna abide by your wishes. Now every time you go out, he's gonna be looking at. Is her eyes wandering? We was just at the supermarket shopping together. She looked at that guy. She wanna fuck him? Like he's gonna be just thinking. Me, I'm not gonna stay in a relationship like that. That's gonna drive me nuts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be up all night thinking, damn, is she really home? Like it's gonna be crazy because you already put it on the table that you desire other male energy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing with male friends. Baby, I'm your friend too. Why you need them? You need male advice? Come to me. I'm your daddy, your friend, your lover. I'm your all. Why you need them around? I'm Superman for you. So it's kind of like it's the same thing with the male friends. Even though there's no sexual or physical intimacy, there's still intimacy. So it's like it's very any man who's territorial and possessive, because this is a man nature, maybe not the possessive part, but definitely territorial. The male nature is gonna be like this. If he's not territorial, he's unhealed. He's not in his nature.
Okay.
He's behaving fake in the dynamic. He's the happy wife, happy life guy. It really bothers him. Probably tells his boys about it. But he does whatever he gotta do to sustain that dynamic because he's inadequate and he knows that.
All right.
So you got any more? And I'm gonna go through.
Yeah, there's okay. It says, I think when people don't know themselves or do not know how to set up their boundaries, they agree to something that they really don't want just to keep the peace or seem agreeable. But all that does is cause resentment and hostility. Oh, that was just a statement. That's all for the bullets here.
Yeah, and that can happen with both parties, but women.
What, they become more resentful?
Yeah.
You think?
And that resentment can be transmuted into like so many different things. Emotional abuse, silent treatment, withholding intimacy. Shit, man. I was coaching this one guy. He told me that he's married and she's holding out currently on 13 months.
On sex?
Yeah, and well, she's not a sexual person because I'm asking. I don't want to talk about it more, but I just want to just brief. I asked like, what's going on? This is that, and well, she travels, and she's not doing nothing. Well, social media nowadays. So I said, sorry, bro, but I gotta be honest with you. I think she's cheating. He was like, he wasn't upset. He was like, man, I think the same, but I don't want to talk about all of it.
Yeah,
you know. But
maybe
I'm just giving you Patreon. Just giving you an example, right? I mean, I'm not disclosing the person's name.
That's true.
That's confidential.
Yeah.
But just giving you an example of that. So I said to him to end it off, talk, and second, find out what she's resenting you for because it may be subconscious.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Because think about it. Women like physical touch. Like, come on, yo.
Yeah.
They say men want sex all the time, but think about it. Women are always touchy-feely, this and that, like affection, kissing, foreplay. You don't hear men talking about they like foreplay. Women are into that. So, why is she holding out for so long? Something's going on there. Okay. So, what else we got?
That's it for on the computer.
Okay. Most women say guys don't appreciate them enough. How do you know how to blame men for not putting enough effort or women for not showing enough gratitude?
How do you know who to blame? You said?
Yeah. So women say most men don't appreciate them enough.
I mean, I say that about my dad and my kids. How do you know when to blame? I don't know. I know when I feel like that, it's because, they're not vocalizing it. Thank you for making dinner. Or they're not, or they say they complain about something that I've done. Like I'm cleaning the house and they go, well, you missed the spot. Or you didn't clean that room. That to me shows that you're not appreciating me.
So from both sides?
Oh, and then how a woman shows her gratitude?
Yeah, women. Is it Is it, do we blame men for not putting enough effort or women for not showing enough
Both.
gratitude?
Both. I think it's equal because there's women that expect shit, and when something is done for them out of the kindness of whoever's heart, they don't say, "Oh, thank you," either. You know what I mean? They're not grateful for whatever it is that they have, and those women are the ones that, like I said, expect to be treated a certain way or expect to be, bought things and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, I think it goes both ways.
I
But
don't think anybody's to blame. What?
I was gonna say, but if the woman does show that appreciation, then maybe it starts that cycle. Well, he does it too. You know what I mean? Like, oh, she's so appreciative of the things I am. I'm appreciative of the things that she does too. And then it might. I don't know.
So there's no blame here on either gender. Both to blame today.
Mm-hmm.
So because men and women today are unhealed, it causes this. Men don't want to put enough effort in, and women don't want to show gratitude because of unhealed trauma.
Yeah.
So most of the time, men gave their all, and women were appreciative of it. Being a gentleman, oh, thank you, kind sir. This, that. It was an even exchange. Nowadays, because of social media and everything, family, divorce, whatever, one parent household, there's so much trauma there that the men are like, well, generalizing, all women are like this, so I'm not gonna give all. And women are like, well, all men are like this, so I'm not gonna do this, and whatnot. So, I think it's both to blame because when you are healed, right, even if you getting cut 100 times metaphorically, you still like play with the knife. You know what I'm saying? You're still around that area. Even if you're getting burned, you still walking through that fire like constantly because it's who you are. So even if you're getting played, even if they're not showing gratitude, you wear your heart on your sleeve, you're approaching that way all the time. What happens often is the unhealed trauma is, I did that already. I'm not doing that again because I'm going to get burned. Yep. So there's already a scarcity jumping in, right? It's not a positive, optimistic mindset. So it's already thinking this is going to fail. So both men and women are like this today.
Yeah, just assuming.
Me, I don't approach that way. My issues are with God. So you got to understand that the ancestors, right? You got to understand that if I'm giving my all there, providing and protecting the woman, my karma is good. That's why I say my issues are with God. My karma is good. Well, not issues. I'll correct. You know what I'm saying? My karma is good with God, the universe. So regardless how they want to take that, it's on them. You fucking with a child of God, that's not good things for you. That's how I look at it. So I'm always going to go in and give my all. The money that I spent on dinner and all that, I'm making that back. Triple, quadruple. I didn't lose anything. So I'm not going to pay this. I'm not going to approach like this. I'm only spending this if I'm getting the box later. I don't care about all of that stuff because even if I spent this and I didn't get the box later, it doesn't matter because if you finessed me, nothing's good coming for you.
Yeah.
I'm always going to get abundance. I'm good. So I don't really think of the other person. I think of I got a work to do and I'm working for somebody higher than all of us and others too. So that's how I look at that. So the law is for me to be in my masculine and follow God's law and provide and protect. And good things are going to come with that.
Yeah.
If she don't want to be submissive, I'm not going to simp there. I did what I needed to do and helped you and took you to that level. You clearly showing me you're not changing. I got to get out of here to teach you a lesson now. Because you thinking you got this abundance. Go out there and see if you can find me again. You see, you gotta let them learn.
That's what I say too.
What to women? Do women expect too much, or men need to do more?
Oh. I think overall, I think women nowadays expect too much.
Yeah.
And I think that that's been happening, which is why I think in this day and age now, men are like, nope, I'm not paying for, like, they're starting to stop doing all of that. I've seen like other podcasts, like they're talking about how men are like, no way, I don't want to date a woman like you. That where they pop the balloons or something. I've seen like one or two of those. But I definitely think that women have gotten over the years, they've gotten drilled in their head that people should be doing things for you, and that's crazy.
Harder to. I agree. I agree. Um, Harder to satisfy men or women?
Listen, I'm just speaking the truth here. It's harder to satisfy women.
We agree. Um, so I guess a man that can do that is very like a magician.
To satisfy a woman
Yeah.
in every way. Yeah.
Well, we didn't say
Even
every way. We
sexually.
just said
Yeah,
satisfy.
that's
So
true.
I'm not. I'm not saying sexually satisfy. I'm not saying financially satisfy. I'm not saying emotionally satisfy. Mentally, just satisfy.
I guess.
So men are simple. Most women want an array of things. I hate to generalize this, but it's just a fact.
You hate to
I
generalize?
do, because I believe that it's most women. I don't encounter these women that are on these, what do you say, pop balloon stuff. I don't. I don't never
It's
met
like a
them.
dating thing.
Yeah, I never met them. This much money, this height. I never met them. So, but if I'm looking at the overall women, you got more women that enter a dynamic. Why don't we do this? Why don't we go on trips? Why don't, like, that's common.
Yeah.
Versus the guy doing that. Like, he'll be stoic. He'll just listen, man. Can you quiet sometimes? Make me a sandwich. I could watch football. Support. God damn, he didn't say, I need you to be this height, make this money, I need you to look this way. You see what I mean? So, is it harder to satisfy men, or is it harder to satisfy women? Women, because sometimes you get it and you get everything, and it's like, well, you're looking at this woman. Da-da-da-da. A lot of guys don't say, I'm getting everything. Then, well, look at this guy.
That's true.
You see? So that's that.
You're saying they want what the other person has?
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, the woman's a natural follower. Sometimes it's hard, so she gotta heal to just be like, let me focus on my dynamic and be present here. She's focusing on other things, she's not present there. What would be the benefit for a man who tries hard to satisfy a woman when women are harder to satisfy?
What would be the benefit
Yeah.
of a man to try harder when women are hard to satisfy?
Yeah.
What would be the benefit? None. There is no benefit. How are you gonna satisfy somebody who refuses to be satisfied? It's like running on that hamster wheel.
Okay.
You're just gonna tire yourself out trying to satisfy somebody.
When you like a man, do you show up or put in effort to get his attention and keep it?
Yes. That's what you're supposed to do. Just because you get the attention the beginning, you gotta keep that attention.
So how do you do that? Like an example.
How do I keep? I'll do like which part? How do I get his attention, and then how do I keep it?
Yeah.
Or just how do I keep it?
Yeah. Both.
How do I get his attention? Just being myself, because I have that energy that pulls you in. Why'd you laugh at that? That's rude. How do I keep it? I'm just like you. I'm constantly asking questions. Am I? What can I do to make? Are you happy in this dynamic? Am I doing things that is keeping you happy? I try to stay fit. I keep up with my my appearance and my attitude. I make sure I have it in check. If I'm feeling off, I ask myself, why are you feeling off? Don't, because I know myself and I know that if I'm not in the right state of mind, and I don't want to take it out on anybody else, then I will tell that person that I'm with, I'm cranky today, or this happened, and so now I'm in a, just so that they're aware and I don't bring that negative energy to that.
Let's see.
But that's new, by the way, because I wasn't like that.
I was about to ask that.
No, I was not.
I'm about to ask that. What changed?
What changed? I think leaving, a relationship that I was in, and working on myself, finding myself, and then meeting different people that show me. Once you realize that maybe there's things that you can tweak about yourself to make yourself better, you pull in that energy from other people, and then you meet people who help you elevate. You surround yourself with like-minded people, or people who maybe you want to reach where they are, and they give you those secrets, and I don't mean like they whispered in your ear. You just attract that energy also, and now you're elevating on that same level.
Single by choice or circumstance, men and women? Or is it just one gender? Single by choice or single by circumstance?
I think both genders can be single by choice if they want, depending on what they've gone through. But then also there are, circumstantial.
So a poll, right? Poll, if you had to pick single by choice or circumstance. Men are single by choice or circumstance. Women are single by choice or circumstance.
I don't know. I can't answer that one. Because I have.
Good.
I'm going to say single by choice.
Which one? Women?
I think most women are single by choice.
Okay. So I believe that nobody's single by choice. It's circumstance. So who is it more that's single by circumstance or by choice? Women single by circumstance, men single by choice. Now, because people would say, well, what about those incels? What about those guys that are... Men are hunters. We control relationship and commitment. It doesn't matter if your girl keep bothering you. When we get married? When we get married? When we get married? Eventually you gotta give in. If you don't want her to keep talking, or you check her. Or you check her. You know what I'm saying? You check her. Where's this coming from? Why you keep asking? I told you whatever. You keep check her because she's not going to the jeweler. She wants to be treated traditionally. Tradition is why a lot of women are single by circumstance. Now, mind you, women have more choices than men, but the choices are not really there. Those are not options. That's why it's circumstance. You see? The man is a natural hunter. I walk into a bar, process by elimination. When I did door to door, shit was like this. I sold solar, Verizon. Oh, next one's gonna say yes. Next one's gonna say. I could approach 5 girls. If I keep approaching them, eventually something's gonna hit, metaphorically. Oh yeah, I'm feeling you too. Oh, let me get to know you. Women are not natural approachers. And if they got all these dudes, DMs, dating apps or whatnot, they're swiping, they're doing this, they're doing that. The guys that they truly want are hard to find and keep. So it's circumstance why they're single. Why? Everybody wants love. Everybody wants companionship. That's why I say it's not real by choice. It's not real.
Okay.
If you are heterosexual, you want the opposite sex, or even non-heterosexual. We all want companionship. We all want love. So you're not single by choice. Not a man and not a woman. The man who's the incel or whatever it is, he's unhealed. He ain't diving into his masculinity. That's why he's like that. But if he knew his power and what God put him on earth to do, and he could heal, start going to the gym, start doing things, build the purpose. He's gonna build abundance. He's gonna build this confidence. And he's gonna believe he's the prize out there. So he ain't gonna be single by choice anymore.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with the woman. The woman could get it easier than him. Cause she already got them. I don't want these. Why do they keep coming? Why they all over the place? They just all over the place. I'm trying to heal.
Like bugs.
Yes, I'm trying to fucking gnats at a fucking
Yeah,
barbecue.
gnats.
You need citronella oil. Like it's like damn. You know, it's easier. But the thing is, it's circumstance. Because at the end of the day, I said this prior, she could be on her healing journey. Her type comes along. She forgets all about that.
That's true.
Damn, this opportunity might not come around again.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, wait a minute. What happens to single by choice? She would state that to every guy. So the guy she don't want, she say she got a boyfriend. The guy she do want, she doesn't mention that. You see what I'm saying? So in a way, it's like, you know, it's not the choice, it's the circumstance, because we are like fucking like fish in a pond. Like you're gonna get a whole bunch of stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like whatever you could get. So it's like with nowadays, with social media, being out there, being able to work, like we're meeting the opposite sex on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's true.
So when people say single by choice, technically, I gotta put things in perspective. It's more so circumstance. I don't meet a woman that's saying she's comfortable being single. I don't meet a man that's saying, "Oh, I'm happy. This is the happiest I've been being single." That's phony.
I agree.
What are men? Why are men still required to play by the rules of tradition and old-fashioned gender roles, but now women don't or not?
Well, I think, like I stated earlier before, I think men are starting to change that because they see like those efforts are going nowhere. You know what I mean? Well, the ones that put effort in, most of the time it's not met, it's not, reciprocated. And so I feel like a lot of guys are starting to like put a halt to that until they feel like they're being appreciated for what they're doing. But I do believe back in the days it was almost like they were almost kind of shamed for not sticking to that traditional role, whereas the women were being told, oh, put your value, know what you're worth, don't settle for less. But the guys, back then up until now, were being told you have to, what are they teaching kids? You remember we had that last show? They teach the little boys, don't hit her, she's a little girl. That little girls go first. You know what I mean? Like they do that from small. But I think now guys are getting hip to you guys, to you girls that expect everything.
Yeah, I think it's like machismo. I think it's sexism. I think it's chauvinism, male chauvinism. People want to blanket that and say, oh, it's exclusive LGBT community because it's profitable. We're gonna get canceled if we say that, but we know what the truth is. Men are held to a high standard because of that. Men are shamed if they aren't because of that. Leadership, that's the cornerstone of it. That's the prominent term. That's the operative term. Leadership. So with that being said, it's like, oh, we don't try to anger the women. So in a way, it's like the reason why they don't need to is because of the transition. You know what I'm saying? From traditional to modern.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So initially, you're still gonna expect to protect her. You're still gonna be expected to pay. You're still gonna be expected to do all these things as a man. And if you're not, you're shamed by men and women. The women, on the other hand, male feminists won't shame them. other females won't shame them, society, because of where we are today. That's why. So in a way, it's kind of like oh, look at the little kids. Just let them play in the playground. They're little kids. They're, you know, but no, we gotta hold you accountable. You're an adult. You know what's right, like you were talking about with the don't hit her or whatever. That's why. It's a different level of respect. That's how I look at it, breaking it down on a technical aspect. Like, if I'm a boss, I can't do what my employees are doing. If I'm late and holding them accountable, I need to be on time, right? So it's the same thing. Who's more prominent here? Men. That's why they're shamed if they're not. Let the women do what they want to do, cause this is how we really think of them. They're not gonna hold them to the same standard of men. This is the boss and subordinate, right? A CEO is gonna hold the boss to the standard. The shit didn't work out. I'm the CEO. I'm not going to your employee. They could do what they want. Who's the commander in chief here? You vice president, you CFO, you manager. I'm coming to you. I'm holding you to a higher standard than them. That's how society does, because they know man is the leader. If they thought about equality, they would hold women to the same standard. That's why it goes back to the child. Women and children are like the same level of how they need to be protected and guided by the man. So it's like, oh, they're kids, let them play. Same thing with women. They're women, let them play. Same thing. Spiritual hierarchy, God over man, man over woman, woman over children. That's how even society looks at it. And they don't need to state how I said it. That's why it's not equality. If it was equal, once again, I'll reiterate, they would hold women to the same standard. That's why they don't. That's why a lot of women today don't need to adhere to that. The men today are fucking up. If they approach like men and traditionally, you give the woman a choice. You put the ball in her court. She gonna rock with it or run away. But if the men are approaching like, well, I'm going to wait to see what she's going to do. Well, I'm not going to pay this. Well, I'm going to wait for her to ask me that offer. Then you're always going to get in this realm of who's waiting. It's like, oh, we at the high school prom, and you got the men on this side and you got the women on that side. What's going on here? Why are they not dancing with each other? Why are they not talking? That's how today is.
Yeah. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like the women are waiting for the men to make the first move. Men are like, you see, they're following the woman. It's just the lack of us getting into our nature.
Yeah.
And getting back into our DNA. That's the problem. So how do you go about the threesome situation? The conversation is paramount. That's the first thing. To know where their mindset is with that. It's not about pulling it off. They said, how do you pull it off? It's not about pulling it off. It's about the conversation. That's paramount. Now, once the conversation is had, then you reach boundaries. Oh, what are you? Okay, I'm gonna do this. What is your boundaries with it? And she might say, well, these are my boundaries with it. You know what I'm saying? Then you come to an agreement. That's what it is. The relationship comes to an agreement now.
Exactly.
You know, so that's how you really do it.
It's like a business agreement.
Yeah, it's not easily done, but that's how you do it. The conversation. It's like the man, if he wants that, he has to approach first with that conversation. It's not often you're going to get the woman to lead in that regard. Oh, I want to talk to you about something. Like, it wouldn't happen to me, like I said. But if it is, I think of her different now. I'm thinking of her different. It's like, damn, you know, I've never dated women like this, so now I'm skeptical about you.
Like turned off?
Yeah, I'm skeptical. Like, you're not as submissive as I thought.
Or not as a good
you have a hunger like me. That's crazy. Why would you want more if I'm giving you everything? You know, that's supposed to put the woman in her comfort zone. Oh, I'm good. This is paradise. I'm good. No more guys. Why would she seek more? That's unhealed.
Yeah.
That's her in her masculine. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts on what? I gotta look at it again. What would you do if your partner asked for an open relationship? Like I said, I think first of all, You really got to know your partner. You have to make sure, that you bring it up in a way where it's not going to set each other off. That's first and foremost. Then you have to have that uncomfortable conversation, because it's not going to be a comfortable conversation. Change is uncomfortable. And if you are secure in yourself, that's a beautiful thing. Then you can, and you guys have trust within each other, then maybe you can work something out. But everybody, has their own, like you said, boundaries. Some people might not work for them, and at least you know now.
What would you do? Have an open mind. Hear them out.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you never know. Like oftentimes, right? And I had to learn this because I told you how how my energy used to be. Oftentimes when you shut certain conversations down or questions, it's, well, nah, I don't feel comfortable asking him anything or asking her anything or bringing anything to her attention. So it's like if you're building a relationship, there's nothing should really keep from each other. That's just my perspective. I'm not telling people what to do.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You inside somebody, you spending time with them, maybe they're meeting your family. All of this stuff is intimacy.
Mm.
So why are you withholding this part? That's part of intimacy. Relationships like that. Hear what they're gonna say, the reaction, punishment, consequences, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But hear them out. See where they're going with that. Ask them like I would do. Like I would ask them great questions. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you feel this way? Da da da. Where does this stem from? Were you always thinking like this? Is this trauma? Boom boom boom. Have you done this before? Have you had two guys before? You're just fiending for that now because now you're in a monogamous relationship. Like what's going on here? I'm gonna get to the core. Maybe she doesn't even understand too. I'm making her identify.
That's true. Good point.
So it's the conversation. Ask some questions. Hey, maybe they're into it. Maybe she is into it and she was finally waiting for you to ask her. Oh, I was waiting for you. I didn't know how to bring it about. And now it could work. Oh, let's plan it out. Let's go out there and search for her together.
Mm-hmm.
So it really depends on the conversation. I'm not even saying about the dynamic. You know what I'm saying? It's the conversation that needs to be had. That's how you kind of get into it in the beginning, baby steps, and you get the understanding of why they think like that, why they want it.
Mm-hmm.
Like a woman could ask me, well, why do you want to have BDSM sex all the time? Well, why are you this way? It was like this majority of your life. Why? Why are you not like these modern guys? I could explain to her very well. You got time? Got like 2 hours to spend, 3? You want to take notes too?
You know what I think? That should be a question, like how you always say when you're vetting somebody.
Yeah.
That should be one of the questions when you guys are dating each other. Well, not you. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah. Like I said, this has never been brought to my attention. It never will be. But I don't often hear this coming from women. Most women kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like suffer in the relationship in some regard. I never have orgasms when I was. I'm just. I got so used to it. I don't care for it anymore. As long as he's happy, or he doesn't buy me flowers or whatever. Sometimes he forgets our anniversary. But he does other things. Like sometimes women just suffer. They settle.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? If you're getting everything, it's not common for her to just be like, hey, I want this, even if she's not. That's kind of like her getting in her masculine energy and being, oh, we need to talk. Not, can we have a conversation? We need to talk. So yeah, that's that. That's how you go about it.
That was a good topic.
Yeah. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into one of the most raw, uncut, unapologetic, real, no holds barred, passionate, and intense colossal. Go back, catch up. It's gonna be a fire season.
You already look at how we started.
Different guests coming on. And that's it. Peace.